Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing some more load development in 280 Ackley. Over the last week or so, I've been doing a whole lot of testing with the Sierra 150 grain tipped Game King, the Game Changer bullet. I've shot probably 120 to 130 of those now, and I have not been able to get any sort of decent accuracy out of them. I don't know what's going on, but my barrel just doesn't like them. I've tried 3 different powders, a whole bunch of different seating depths. I just can't seem to get them to group. So today is the last day that I have to get this load workup done. Then I've got to load up all the ammo. I've got a week of work, and then I leave for Idaho immediately after that. So today is really the last day I've got to work this load up. We are switching bullets to the 145 grain Barnes LRX. This is actually the first bullet that I bought for 280 before the Game Changers became available, and my plan initially was to go with this bullet. Let me show it to you there. When the Game Changers became available, I bought them because I've had a lot of good luck with them in 6.5 Creedmoor, good accuracy, and really good performance on deer. I've shot 2 deer with them, and the expansion and everything was super great. I liked it a lot. Really wish I could have gotten that bullet to shoot in the 280, but it's just not going to happen. So we switched bullets to the 145 grain Barnes LRX. Powder for today is H4831 Shortcut. And we've got Federal 215M, sorry, not 215, 210M primers. That's the regular non-magnum large rifle match primer. We're going with Barnes published overall length of 3.300 inches, which is pretty short. I'm pretty sure we could stretch it out, but from what I remember, Barnes like a little bit of jump. And we're using Barnes listed load data for H4831 Shortcut as well. Now, unfortunately, I've already shot the first part of this video. I had it all filmed, and my camera battery died and corrupted the whole video file for the first part of this load workup. We're going to jump in here, I think on the last group I shoot. Barnes max listed load is 60.9 grains. I'm shooting to 61 grains, so just 1/10 over Barnes listed max, and I think that's where we'll jump in here. Loaded up with 61 grains of H4831 Shortcut. Barrel is still slightly warm to the touch, but nothing major. Let's hope this groups and the numbers tighten up. And I don't have to shoot any more of these bullets in load development because they are expensive, close to $1 a piece. Brass still looks perfect. Guys, I pulled that shot. I've been doing really well shooting today, but I pulled that shot for sure. I don't even know where it is on the target yet. Yeah. This super heavy trigger does not help anything. There's been several times where I'm on a breath hold, I'm pulling and pulling and pulling, and I realize I gotta stop, reset, take another breath. I should say breath pause. I'm not doing a breath hold, I'm doing a breath pause. I think this trigger's down to like 3.5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds, which feels terrible shooting off a bench. I would rather much closer to 2 pounds. I may, if this gun ends up shooting well, I may end up putting a Timney trigger in it. It is adjusted all the way down. All right, again, pretty decent accuracy except for that shot I pulled. When we take a look at the chronograph, that's going to be our deciding factor. Well, we had an average velocity of 29.32, which is fine. That's a great area to be in. I don't need to push it any faster than that. But the extreme spread was 50 feet per second, or a little higher than that. I don't remember exactly the number, but 50-ish feet per second, which is way too high. That's... You know what? Let me check and see what that ends up being at 500 yards, which is my the max range I'm wanting to go to. 0.486 is the BC. All right, we got a spread of 29.15 to 29.70-ish. A couple feet per second in either directions, but those are easy numbers to go on. All right, so we're looking here on the Hornady app that I use for just about everything. It works really well. Setting everything to pretty close to the right numbers. That looks about right. We'll save that and put in 500 yards. So 9.09 MOA. Figuring in no wind, all that. 9.09. All right, let's edit that to 29.70. 8.69-ish. That's 0.38 MOA at 500 yards. So that's around 2 inches. Can we live with that? You know what? I think I can live with that. I would really like to get the numbers a lot tighter than what they are. I'd like to get a lot less than 50 feet per second in extreme spread. But I don't know that I'm gonna get there. And I only have 100 of these bullets. I wanna have a decent amount of this ammo to take to Idaho with me when I bear hunt. And if those numbers are correct, and it's only a 2-inch difference, my rangefinder's accurate, my rifle's accurate. You saw that group. Pretty darn good. Now that is at 50 yards, and I threw one shot. And I knew I threw the shot as soon as I threw it. But even if not, that's a 1 MOA load. So 5-ish inches at 500 yards plus 2, 7. A 7-inch window, figuring that I can hold pretty darn decently. Not planning on taking any shots that aren't rested. Throw in another couple of inches for my own error. And even if it's a 10-inch window, I'm okay, right? It's a black bear. And I'm looking to put a hole in the lungs of the black bear, which come pretty far back. So I'm gonna be good with it. I'm gonna take a few minutes, double check my numbers, and make sure that I don't have anything way screwed up. If not, and those numbers are right, and it's only a 2-inch variation that throws in at 500 yards, I'm gonna be okay with it. If everything works out, I'm gonna load up the rest of the brass that I have one firing on, and we're gonna go out and drop test this out to 500 yards. Let's do that now. All right, folks, we are at the 600 yard range. Currently, the target is at 100 yards. I've got the phone scope on it, hopefully getting decent footage for you to see. I'm hoping we can get a 0 on this in 3 shots, because I'd really like all 10 to be able to stretch out there. It is dead calm right now. We've got a storm coming in this evening, and hopefully it doesn't hit before I get finished up here. I can see a little bit of movement at the tops of the trees, but down at ground level, the grass isn't moving a tiny bit. The shooting range does kind of go into a valley here. We'll be well protected from the wind, shouldn't be throwing off the 0 at all. I'm hoping to get a really precise 0, or at least as precise as I can. I wish I had enough ammo and time to shoot a 5-shot group to confirm accuracy and stuff here at 100, but I don't. And this is the load we're going with. All right, rangefinder says the target is at 106 yards. I'll be shooting for that
We'll go for the upper left-hand target there, and I'm going to use a dead center hold. Okay, I don't want to do it. Something about that shot felt weird. I'm going to take a second shot and just make sure that that's where we're hitting. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm going to use that and come up exactly one click. I'm going to give the gun a second and I'm going to fire a third shot. One click being half MOA on this particular turret, which again I'm not happy about. The side adjustment is a quarter MOA per click. Maybe they did that to get more range in one revolution. I don't know. I'm not particularly happy about it. All right, one more shot here. Trying not to torque the gun like I did on that first shot. Something's not right about my shooting or something going on with the gun. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna give it a good solid couple of minutes to cool all the way back down and we'll shoot another shot. I don't know what's going on here. I am at an awkward shooting position. The chair I'm sitting in is way too high and I've got to hunch way over. It's probably not much of an excuse, but it's the one I'm going with. That's a little bit better, I guess. Try to get it good and settled into the bag. All right, I've taken it back to dead zero on the scope. I'm hoping that the setting we had before is gonna work. We're shooting tiny little groups at 50 yards. I don't know why it would be this far off. Parallax is good. Not having any issue there. Should be solid in the bag. Okay, that was a good shot. Right next to that first one. I'm just gonna leave it right where it is. See if we can make something work with that. I'm gonna skip 200 yards right now and go on to 300. The Hornady app is telling me 3.6. I'm gonna go 3.5 because I've got increments in halves. Tell you what, I'm gonna go 4 because we're a half-ish low, not quite a half at 100. We're just gonna see how 4 works. All right, shooting for that square target. At 300 yards, I'm gonna hold dead center on it and see where the round goes. Unless I do something weird on the shot, I'm going to try to only take one shot at each range. That way I've got extra to confirm 0 at the end if I have to. All right, I'd say that's about perfect. Can't get much better than that. 4 it is. Let me write that down. And 302.5 was the exact yardage on that. Good. Let's go out to 400 here. Hornady app says 6.13. I'm going to go 6. Close enough for our purposes. Close enough indeed. Let's go 500. All right, at 500 yards, we're going 9. And aiming for that diamond that's hanging down, or a square that's only on one strap. Holding dead center again. I think I'm just a tad low. I'm going to come up to 9.5 and try that shot again. Let me see if I can see it better on the spotter. Yeah, just a tad low at center. By about a half MOA, 2.5 inches or so. a little closer. Still a tad low, but not a whole lot. We're gonna go with that, 9.5. All right, since we got the ammo, I've actually got a few more I can check zero with. I might as well check at 600 and 625 since we've been hitting every round. I'm super glad about that. I was nervous I wouldn't have enough ammo. All right, according to this, 600 is 12 and 625 is 13. I'm gonna go ahead and add a half to each of those just because of where we were before to try it out. All right, 600, that's a full man-sized target out there. I'm gonna hold center. There's a little bit of a breeze now, not much at all. I'm just gonna hold center and see where we end up. Hey, I'd say that ain't too bad. I'm gonna go 13. And see if that gets slightly closer to center. Gosh, I'm pretty sure those two shots were right on top of each other. All right, so I'm gonna put down 13 for 600, and let's try 14 for 625 and see if we can make a connection. We've been so close, I think we can go for that little diamond. It's gonna be hard to see. I think that's approximately a 6-inch square, a 1 MOA target there at 625. I will not be entirely surprised if this is a miss, but I hope it's not. I'm shooting off a bench, so hopefully I can make that happen. I might have to replay that, but I believe that was a hit. I heard something hit steel. All right, so those two shots left. There's not a target at 450-ish. I've got one at 375. First, I'm gonna put one on the paper again at 100 yards. Just confirming where we're at. Good. Perfect. That's awesome. Return to 0. So now we're going to go to 5.5. Shoot this one that's supposed to be at, well, that is, according to my rangefinder, at 375. Well, forgot to start the phone scope camera, but you can see that that bullet hole directly below the bullseye on the first one has been enlarged. I don't know what my two shots on the other ones were doing. But let's go at 375. Probably not the clearest picture there. And I'm going to see if I can make a headshot. At this point, I know if I pull left or right, it's on me because my horizontal 0 is exact. Since this is my last shot, I'm going to confirm that range. 380, somewhere in there. I'm anticipating this to be just a couple inches low, which will be just fine. The breeze has switched just directly in my face now. Yeah, just slightly to the right of center, but that's perfect. All of those shots that I took, besides maybe one at 600, I'm still not sure where that second shot at 600 went. I'm going to drive down there and look at that target and see if I can figure it out. I couldn't see the bullet trace on the camera, at least playing it back on the phone. Couldn't see it super clearly. I know it hit the steel somewhere, I just can't figure out where, and I played back the video like 10 times to figure it out. Let's actually take the camera down there and then see if we can figure out what's going on. Okay, that was the first shot. It's possible Yeah, I see some copper right there. I think that that was the second shot. Yeah, pretty sure that's pretty copper streaked. Like this shot is. Not as big, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So that was the first shot, which was great. That was the second shot, which was not so great. But then we hit up there at 625. Well, that one, no problem. I need to do some energy calculations and see how much energy is left in that 145 grain bullet at 500 and 600 yards. Chances are I am not going to take a shot past 500, especially if there's wind. If there's a good amount of wind, I probably won't stretch it out much past 4, because I don't have that much experience shooting in the wind. And though I have, at this range, been pretty successful in holding for 10 to 15 mile an hour crosswinds out to this range, do I really want to chance it on a bear? I suppose we'll find out if I get put in that situation, but for right now I'm saying 400 to 500 yards. Maybe if everything's perfect, 600. But as you can see there, we had one in the center, and then just a half MOA adjustment made way more than that in difference on the target, and that's probably my shooting, honestly. But we're not going to know because I don't have more ammo to test it out. I should have probably put another one of those two on the steel at 600 just to see what was going on, but I didn't. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. I am extremely happy with how this load came together. Just in the nick of time. I start my work week tomorrow and work all the next week, and then as soon as I'm done, I leave for the bear hunt. I think this load is going to do a really good job. The Barnes LRX was actually the first bullet that I bought for this gun, and then when the Game Changers became available, I got those because I've had good luck with them in the past. Well, I think that copper bullet is probably a good choice for penetrating through quite a bit of tissue if it would happen to be a big bear and be able to get to the vitals and take it down. The 150 grain bullet, yeah, it would do that just fine too, but I am really happy with how this load has turned out, and I'm super excited to get out to Idaho. I am going to verify these loads once we get out there. It'll be a higher elevation. We're at about 550 feet of elevation here. That'll be something like between 3,000 and 6,000 feet of elevation, so I'll definitely plug the numbers in, see what the difference is, and verify the drop data on some rocks and stuff once I get out there, and I will try to bring you guys along for that with the help of the phone scope. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. This is probably all we're going to do in the 280 Ackley for a while. When I get back, I've got a couple of different bullets I want to test in it, but probably some more target-oriented loads. This would be a great cartridge to take out to 1,000 yards, 1,500 yards if I got that chance. Again, thanks for watching, and y'all have a good one.